want you to do it, Paul. Do it what?
Hamburger.
Hamburger?
It's hamburger.
No.
Let's keep folded.
Yeah, landscape and portrait.
Yeah.
Do a synergy with the hamburger. Right? So seriously, I want you to have it like this. Now, I want you to draw. Now, follow me. This is the imaginary whiteboard right here. I want you to draw one square right next to it, another square right next to it. It might be lopsided, but not in real life. Another square. So I want you to draw 3 boxes right next to each other. So it would be like this. A box here, box here, box here. That's it. Oh, no. You got the half a latte. That's the gift for today. Yeah. I got another tip. Luke Clove ways before crossing the street.
My square wasn't square.
Oh,
no. Sorry.
Now, this is, tell me when, just by looking up when you guys are ready. Just so you know, you don't have to have perfect boxes. Get video on that. She's going in. No.
3D boxes?
Yeah. They're like geometricals, like.
I told you.
I thought I saw her like this.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let's forget about these boxes for a minute. All eyes at me, please. This is going to be hopefully extremely helpful. Maybe you could also kind of get some out of this and suited for your salespeople. Can anybody tell me why the majority of people are not successful? Why do you think? Mindset. What else? Make excuses. I'm not even talking about like.
They don't have a goal.
No process.
No process. No. A lot of people. I hear all the time. How many people say, "I wish they were rich"? Let's go through this. How many people say, "I wish I was rich. I had a ton of money. I was a millionaire"? Anybody? The hands up high. I want to see. So, okay. How many people said that I wish I had, a dream house or all that, something like that seems maybe bigger than what it really is? How many people? Hands? Okay, now, let's play with this for a second. A lot of people always say, I want this, I want to be this, I want to be that. I'm sure there's people that say, I would love to own a car dealership. I would love to be a dealer. I'd love to be a millionaire. I'd love to be an NFL athlete. I have a lot of, acquaintances and people that are former and current professional athletes. And what the problem is with a lot of people is they don't truly even understand what they're asking for. They truly don't. Again, it might seem really cool to have, $50,000 in jewelry and all that stuff, but you have no idea what my life is like. Not in a bad way, but just the amount of dedication and precision I've got to do. I have responsibility with all my clients, with all my employees, all their kids, all this other stuff. It's crazy. You need to begin with the end result in mind and understand what the goal is. Specifically, if you want to be an NFL athlete, I actually was working with, he's going to kill me, Trey Thomas. I'm not a big football person, but he's, a former Eagles player. And, I had the same conversation with him. And what's interesting was that a lot of people say, I want to be a professional athlete like you, but they have no idea what it takes. There is no off season. People don't understand there's preseason, there's postseason, and I found out something interesting with the NFL is that they get paid $250,000 during off season supposedly just to keep doing PT and working out. I had no idea about that type of stuff. So people don't understand what it takes physically, mentally, emotionally, nutrition-wise, all this other stuff to be a professional athlete. That is truly why most people are never going to get to that level. It's the first reason is they don't understand what it actually is to be that. And then second, they don't know how the hell they're going to get that, even if they understood what it was. Would you agree with that statement? Okay, so the 3-square exercise is really deep. Don't do anything, just listen. This is nowhere enough room. The top over here, actually, you know what? You could fill out one box. Everybody in this room put down, I want to be the #1 internet coordinator in the world. Duck Dodgers style, Happy Duck, nobody? Okay, I'm going on something else. So I want to be the #1 internet coordinator. Robbie, you should be the internet director. 3-square. You can flip because it's small, that's better. Now, what you're doing with the first box is you're stating your goal. Would everybody want to be the best, or would you like to be mediocre?
Best.
sponsors
The
are
best.
It's the best. Nothing else. Best, right? Okay, now, let's really understand this. What does it mean? Can anybody tell me what it means to be the best internet coordinator? Go ahead.
Dedicated and purpose-driven with a goal in mind, and every day doing more and more and more to learn how to do it. No?
No phone calls. No. You know what I just heard? Because I think you are like Care Bear. I just really do. Like you missed it. Like I got hooked up over there. She came by and she was like, "It's snowing. Tell your wife that there's no snowing just because you're not here." So I did it too. I did it. I was like, and she was like, "Oh, you're so sweet." And she was like, "I can't believe you said that." I was like, "Actually, somebody just said it." And I put her on the phone with my wife, and she convinced my wife to still give me a gold star. But my point being, before I say what I'm about to say, is I think you're an awesome person. I really do. But what you just said, when I said, what is a great internet coordinator? You know what I heard? Blah 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 blah. You know why? There's no specifics. It's just like, how are you going to be successful? I'm going to have a positive attitude. I'm gonna work hard, right? Now here's the thing. Let me explain this to you. I don't know if my trainers used my examples or not. Did anybody talk about the $1 million cash? No? Okay, then I'll run with it. Let's just pretend I have a metal, aluminum, like in the movies, briefcase with $1 million cash. Just try to imagine that for a second, like really $1 million cash. Now, if I said to you all here, I'm going to give you an opportunity to win for free, you just got to do something legally, ethically, etc. $1 million cash. Do I have everybody's attention?
Sure.
Seriously, I can't hear you.
Yes.
Hell yes, right? Man would say. Now, here's what I need you to do. I need you to drive from here to Philadelphia. If you drive from here to Philadelphia, I'll give you $1 million cash. Are you with me still?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I know the trip.
I'll do that.
I'll do it.
I gotta go.
You gotta go? Okay, no problem.
You're going to Philadelphia?
Okay, now, but here's the thing now. There's only one catch. The one catch is this. The only way you can get there is I'm going to give you the map. But the map is of San Francisco. Huh?
I'll be there.
No, the only way that you're going to be able to get this is you've got to follow this map. My point being here is, what if you have a good attitude? Let's say you Care Bear it. Blah, 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 yeah. Oh, wow, I'm going to win this $1 million. I'm going to be great. I'm going to be great. I'm going to really win this. Am I going to get there using the San Francisco map?
No.
Doesn't matter how positive I am. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, now, what about if I work hard? I'm going to really concentrate. I know there's a trick here. I know that if I focus on this, I'm going to get it because there's a trick. I got to be able to get this. I'm going to work hard at it, like her. I'm going to try to draw diagrams and figure it out. Is it going to work, too, if I use the wrong map?
No.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't use those type of words. Professional people, be specific. Be very, very specific. And I mean this very respectfully. Like I'm talking to my 3.5-year-old. Use your big words. Tell daddy what you mean. Not that I'm anybody's daddy, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think of it. I want to be specific, like very, very elementary specific. So there's no cloudiness. Because if things are ambiguous, if things are, confusing or not sure, that's how you're not going to achieve it. Right or wrong?
Right.
So, I'm going to ask the question again. What does it mean to be the best internet coordinator on the planet?
Completely understand what it means to
Excuse
be.
me, you're the internet director, the camera guy.
Sorry.
But I like the energy. I'd rather slow somebody down than say, come on, wake up, don't lean down, body language, stand up, walk in pace. I've been up since 3:30 this morning, and you know what? I haven't sat down more than like a couple of seconds. I like it. I love it. I want more of it. Now, as Andrew stole that from me. So I'll ask again, what does it take, or what does it mean to be the #1 internet coordinator on the planet?
Minimum of 120 phone calls.
Make the phone calls. Take
One at a
advantage of
time,
the
one at a time. I want you
opportunities.
to pan them. So what would you say?
A minimum of 120 phone calls a day.
Minimum. Okay, but question for you. Doesn't everybody here have to do 120?
Mm-hmm.
So So I want you to be the best. You want to be the best. If you want to be the best, that's just, mandatory minimum.
Right.
So does that really mean being the best?
No, I mean, my goal is already 140 or 150 a day. So.
Okay, then why would you say a minimum 120 then?
Because you said, okay, I guess
No,
you said the best.
it's not a trick question. I'm not a Riddler. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm being specific.
Right, you said the best.
What does it take to be the best internet coordinator on the planet?
So we would be here for hours.
You're ruining this. Let me teach. You pay me to teach. Let me teach.
Sorry.
My point being, he
Can I
just
use a
stole it.
lifeline?
Huh?
Can I use a lifeline?
No 50-50s, no phone a friend. What you need to do is you need to bullet point these things. Okay? He's absolutely right, and he stole where he's going with this. You need to turn around and figure this stuff out. For example, it's in the training books. Okay? What I would say is I want to have the most amount of phone calls. What is that number? Is it 150 phone calls a day? Is it 160? Pick a number. I need to have the most amount of connections. Pick a number percentage-wise. I need to have the most amount of appointments made. I need to have the highest CSI. I need to have the most amount of referrals. I need to have the most industry knowledge. I need about automotive internet sales. I need to have the most car knowledge. I need to have the most product knowledge, right? I need to have the Care Bear spirit. I need to be the best team player. I got to be the happiest. I got to have the best tone and inflection. I've got to. Do you follow me? Bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. What does it mean to truly be the best? Because if you don't know, how the hell are you going to get there? Seriously. It's just empty words. This isn't a trainer motivation thing. This is a reality check. This is going to separate people from having a job versus a career. You need to clearly identify. I'll tell you right now, let's think of a cardiovascular surgeon. He knows exactly what the hell he's got to do when he's going to operate, right or wrong?
Right.
Yeah, he knows, I can't cut that thing right there, right? I need to do this, and this. I'm positive. Unless you want to get sued for malpractice or something. And in case you wouldn't be the best surgeon out there on the planet. You need to know what it is that you're going for. Think about that now. Now do you see how I did have a master plan today? Is that after watching the video, The Secret, now can you imagine you incorporate the 3-square exercise with the whole laws of attraction and manifestation? If you could understand what it is that you're looking for specifically, point by point by point by point by point, we're 2/3 there. That's not going to be it. Most people, seriously, don't even get to identifying. They have a goal. A lot of people have a goal, or they have a wish, they have a dream, they want to be whatever. A lot of people don't get to the second stage, which is clearly identifying. It might be 10 bullet points to you. It might be 55. It might be whatever. But here's the thing. Then what?
Second creation.
Exceed them.
No, not implement something before implementing. What are you going to implement?
Your plans.
We didn't come up with the plan.
We created.
See, all we did was say, for example, let's just use this variable right here. I want to have the most automotive internet sales knowledge. That is one of the definition points, right? What is the action plan? What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to study. Not good enough. Not good enough. You're going to look at a calendar. Covey said, what's the best planning? Weekly planning.
Oh.
Weekly planning is far better than monthly, daily, yearly, etc. Weekly planning is really powerful. I get to play tomorrow. So follow me. Maybe what you do is every Sunday you're going to turn around and you're going to schedule 3 different days with X amount of minutes at what time. You're beginning with the end result in mind on when you're going to study. And to go even further, what sites are you going to go to? Edmunds.com, Kelley Blue Book, AutoTrader, etc. This is not going to magically just happen. If you want to be the best internet coordinator on the planet, you need to come up with a clear definition of what that means to you, to us, to Van, to Robbie, and then create an action plan for each and every one of those bullet points. Because if you don't, they're just empty words. They're just wishes. Has anybody ever in your lives, on a personal level or a business level or a career level, ever broken something down like this?
No.
We have one person.
Oh,
You have
yes.
Good. Share with us.
Well, when I was in teacher training, the first school I taught at, they used the 7 Habits. We read that book and we studied it and we implemented those plans, and we all had the planners, and we were supposed to schedule time to improve our teaching and Each week we met to share with each other, improve techniques.
Now, wait a minute. If I do remember, because I know that we've talked about so much, aren't you the one that said that you had an amazing career, very happy, and you evolved where you went? Is that a coincidence? She's the only person that said that she's done this type of planning, and it makes sense with her training for being a teacher, etc., 7 Habits, etc., and yet she was extremely successful at what she did. But that's just a coincidence.
Blessing from God, but some hard work in there too, and planning.
So, who sees that this could be extremely valuable to you guys? Okay, now, Robbie, I'm going to tell you this right now. Van, you hit it on the head. My very first, I've spoken to almost like 70, 20 groups right now from NCM and NDA. But a couple of years ago, I started my own Internet Sales 20 group. The first Internet Sales 20 group, we actually did this exercise with dealer principals, major stores, Paragon, Honda, etc., internet directors, all, middle to executive management ownership. It took us 6 straight hours to do a 3-square exercise with internet directors, and the GMs and the dealers, etc. And we had to stop. We just didn't have enough time. Because we went around the room synergistically talking about it. Colleagues, and we're like, what does it really mean? Again, what does it mean to be the best car salesman? If you go on your showroom floor, do those 6 or 7 salespeople know what it means to be the absolute best? What definition, point by point by point? And do they have an action plan, how they're going to hit each and every point? And if they did, do they even care? Are they going to execute it? That is the next step, is implementation. It's off of this. There's another book called Execution. A lot of people got ideas, got this, got that, but very few people actually are going to execute the strategy or implement a plan, unfortunately. Complacency and mediocrity. But you guys don't seem complacent to me. You guys seem excited. You guys seem enthusiastic. You have, a desire to be successful. That's the hardest thing. I can't make somebody want to be successful. You can't. You either want to or you don't. It's like the whole saying, you can't, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So what I want you to do, this is, like he said, it's impossible to do right now. I want you to really reflect on this. Robbie as the director, I want you to turn around and have them over the next week or so, literally try to identify this. It's almost like a mission statement type thing. You can't turn around and just throw it out there and, that's a good mission statement. That's what we're going to do today. Not for a multi-million-dollar business. Not if it's going to be serious. If you really want to be the best internet director, then make like this is a career. Here's the thing. What's absolutely amazing. There are people, brain surgeons, lawyers, doctors, etc. And you know what? Car salesmen or car managers make just as much money as they do or more. Van, is that an accurate statement?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget filling out like a credit app on one of my dentist buddies, and asked him how much he made, and I'm thinking, shit, man, I make a lot more than this guy does, and he's a dentist. So yeah, you can make a lot of money in this business. And no matter what happens in your lives, whether you stay here forever or a year from now or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what you're learning right now, you can apply to all types of businesses. This is really good stuff, but 99% of people don't apply themselves to anything. So turn yourself into the 1 or 2% people that do, and take this to the next level. Be serious about this.
100%. You're hearing from 2, business owners what it takes. Now, if you really want to be successful at this job and evolve and grow, think about this. Let's just talk about this respectfully. You were a teacher in what town?
Atlanta, Georgia, most of the time.
Perfect. Can you tell me, because I don't have a clue, but I have an idea, sort of, how much does a teacher that starts out teaching make right out of college?
Well, it was a little while ago for me. I don't know what it is today, but I started out at $6,000 a year.
Okay, but what do you think? Because I can tell you up in Northeast, it's probably between $28,000 and $32,000.
It's 31, I believe, right here.
31. Okay. So we could damn sure say less than 40 grand, right? Now, the average car salesman with good, bad habits, whatever, waiting, counting sheep on the showroom floor, waiting for the up bus to come by, they make on average approximately $50,000 a year as per NADA, the National Automobile Dealers Association. Think about that. So follow me what I'm trying to say? Now let's go into something like higher, where you have a master's degree in accounting and whatever. Again, how many years do you have to invest to go to undergrad, to grad school, to get your CPA, all the hours and the money and the time and all that stuff? Do you all understand that you could self-educate and then benefit from his money paying, trainers like me and resources? You've got a multi-million-dollar apartment you're building. You've got all this stuff. You're not going to need to take 4 years to make 30 grand, You're not going to take, 6 or 8 years to make 50 or 60 or 80 grand. Do you see what I'm saying? What you put into this is what you're going to get out of it. That's why I'm harping on this. Before we even talk about scripts, I've been here all day pretty much since I arrived, and we have not even talked about a word track yet. Why? Because if that's all I focus on with you guys, you might or might not do it after I leave. But if we get to the core, we have a shot at being successful. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. It's not. I've been busting my ass for 13 years to get to where I'm at right now. And I put this on Facebook. It takes a long time to be an overnight success. Like, think about that. It really takes a long time to be an overnight success. So again, you need to have clear vision. This is that GPS guided focus I'm talking about. Begin with the end result in mind. Time on that?
21 minutes, 37 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. What you need to do is don't let them